Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, and Tesh Ordo here. Today, I'm going to be talking about Galactic Legends and my prediction for a Separatist one. Now, recently, this is August 8th of 2022, and a couple of weeks ago, we got the announcement for Jabba the Hutt coming to the game. We also got the fact that there was a lifter unit, this is what, Arnold was calling it, a lifter unit for Galactic Legend Ray, which has been solo. So we've got all those kind of exciting things that are coming out. So we'll have to see. But the character I want to talk about today is for the Separatist Faction. Now, there's been talk about there's no real Separatist Faction leadership or Galactic Legend that would make sense because we already have Count Dooku. He was pretty much the leader of the Separatists, but he's a character that's a marquee level character, even though he's still pretty solid. And then you got, of course, General Grievous, but he's already in the game as well. But at the same time, a lot of the things is the player or CG, what they like doing is making a character based on their certain appearance of look, outfit, etc., different lightsaber colors, etc. So yes, we should be getting Jedi Master Count Dooku. Just kidding. Granted, that wouldn't be too bad of an option, or Jedi Knight Count Dooku, or just Count Dooku Jedi or something, whatever. That would be kind of a cool marquee character, I'll put it that way. I had a joke there. But the actual character to me would make sense would be Darth Tyranus, or Lord Tyranus. Now, there's a couple of ways they can go about this. First off, there are two other skin outfit appearances that Dooku has in the Clone Wars series. Aside from his OG one that's just, kicking around and everything, that is the Sith ritual one that we see. But we see that one in season 6 of Clone Wars. When, Yoda's doing he gets injured, then he has to do his little trip with R2-D2. R2-D2 helps Grandmaster Yoda. And yet later on, Grandmaster Yoda has to beat up R2 for it. It's like, what? How rude. Anyways, then we get before that though, we get in one of I think season 4, we get the pajama party. I call it pajama party because, there's a few of my groups that like to call it pajama party Dooku with when we play Battlefront 2. It's been a while since I played with them though, sadly, because I haven't been on the PlayStation as much. Yeah, kind of sad, I know. But yeah, we always called it pajama party Dooku. He was in his pajamas. Why not? Why not make that a character? So, but yeah, there's two ways to go about this. I'm going to try to hurry quickly so we can get into, my thoughts on prediction of requirements and such. But there's two ways they can run Lord or Darth Tyranus in this regard. They could do a actual form change, kind of like Sith Eternal and Jedi Master Luke, or they could do it like the other GLs where they just do some sort of unique looking little animation buff and there you go. I would like a form change because it's kind of cool to see a form change, a boost to stats, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, they could always just do just like they've been doing with the other GLs and give us, maybe the pajama party one as a marquee character. They could do that. But my thought is, if it's the form change, start off with the pajama Dooku. So that one's Darth Tyranus, and then it transforms into Lord Tyranus, which is the form where he actually has a Sith ritual robes. That would be my personal preferred ideal situation with that. Aside from that, if they even just do it the regular way, give us like at least a tank type character that's immune to blind, none of his abilities, a tank or a support where he could be like one of those Solomon characters, kind of like, Wampa and stuff, because he took on like Asajj Ventress and I think 2 or 3 other Night Sisters that were opposing as Jedi. And, he thought that he heard the sound of Jedi and, that kind of thing. So that's the way I would personally prefer Count Dooku, is the actual Lord Tyranus or Darth Tyranus as the GL for the Separatist. It would make sense. And he can work for Separatists. He could work for, all the Separatists, or GNOs and stuff like that. But he could work for also Night Sisters, because he had some affiliation with Night Sisters, which has been stated before, and it would give Night Sisters that, that kind of leadership that would make sense. So, that GL that would actually support that small faction. All the Separatists, he could probably do dark side droids, and then, those kind of things. Maybe even dabble a little bit in the dark side online force users, but really more so just Night Sisters and Separatists is what I could see this Darth Tyranus or Lord Tyranus doing. And then, of course, requirements. Like I said, Night Sisters are in here. Count Dooku and Grievous, of course, unless they do the Pajama Party one, then I can see that Pajama Party one being the requirement for Count Dooku. General Grievous, come on. They'll probably make him, I don't know what the high relic requirement would be if they even went this route. And if they did, they'd probably require that high relic level. Unfortunately. So Jango Fett, I definitely see, being bumped up. He'll probably be the required of level 8. At least level 8, in my opinion. Unless they go higher. I don't know if we're going to get another Bounty Hunter Slave 1 ship, so we'll see. Ventress, come on. Ventress, Mother Talzin Oldaka, it makes sense. Magna Guard. Savage, he's kind of on the low end of people relic him. I face a lot of people. I don't see a lot of people with a relic Savage. I went after him because, come on. He was one of the OG soloing characters when Grand Arena first came out, as well as, he did some soloing on other things, and he was hard to take down if, your whole rest of the team, you killed out the rest of the team, but your team wasn't strong enough to punch through his healing and damage and stuff. So yeah, there is that factor. So, Kyoto Mundi, I wouldn't be surprised. Granted, I wish all the territory battle characters would get 2 to 3 shards per attempt instead of 1. It's BS that it takes over a year for some people to get Kyoto Mundi. I feel like Kyoto Mundi would make sense to be on that list. They would probably do it here because he has some affiliation with Makashi, and he's a Jedi. At least there's a Jedi opponent. And then because usually 15 characters for requirements. The last few, obviously, I can see Cad Bane being bumped up, either Relic 5 to Relic 7. But then there's also some marquee characters I could see coming in, so bear with me on that. But the Commando Droid, I just put place markers in here. The Commando Droid, the Sniper Droid, maybe Rune Hako, or like I said, unless they actually do 2 Dookus. If they do the other route, the one I'd not prefer them to do, this would actually cover 2, outfits, so they don't have to make another character. They just, boom, 2 outfits and 1 legend, Galactic Legend. As well as we got a couple of ships that could be potential. Maybe this character could have up to 2 ships instead. So instead of this Rune Hako option, we also got the HMP gunship droid, the Tri-Droid. You've battled these in light side GOTB against the dark side, so they're a pain in the butt. So why not give us some of those characters to boost, or ships to boost up the Malevolence fleet a bit. There's also Ventress and Dooku's ship. Dooku's ship, the Solar Sailor, does not have any weapons on it, so theoretically you could make him either call to assist, have a summon with them, something of that nature. He's like a C-3PO for ships, C-3PO Hermit Yoda. So but the one character I could definitely see coming to the game that would make sense for a lifter unit for the Separatist team or droid team is General Kalani. There could be that synergy where, however, General Kalani would also make sense being a leader for Separatist droids, being another Separatist leader to, he'll give some leadership to Separatists, but I feel like Brood Alpha, they might just keep, if they bring General Kalani in, they'd probably keep him separately to Separatist droid allies. But there should be some synergy with Separatists. I don't know. We'd have to see what they would do with that. Other requirement character potentials would be the IG-86 Sentinel droid. IG-86 droids are intergalactic banking clans, so they're part of the Separatists. Plus, if you watch the time where Cad Bane helps free Zero the Hutt, they have Commando droids and IG-86 droids. And IG-86 droids act pretty much like Commando droids in a lot of way, where they flip up and get to higher ground and stuff like that. I think these are Obi-Wan Kenobi droids, if you think about it. If you watch that one episode where they're looking for R2-D2 and then Anakin and Ahsoka have to fight IG-86 droids, Where do they do? High ground. What do they do? But anyways, the Mob Enforcer, just because of the time he was kidnapped by Hondo Onaka, so they can add the pirate faction to Mob Enforcer, maybe. I don't know. I know she recently got the Hutt cartel, so we'd have to see on that one. And then Clone Wars Chewbacca, because I wouldn't be surprised down the road they'll need to find some way to squeeze in Clone Wars Chewie as a requirement, because not a lot of people, I don't know what the percentages are. I don't have the time to do that. Look up like Gerbil does. But Clone Wars Chewie being required here kind of would make sense, because, you know, Separatists did fight on Kashyyyk. Count Dooku, I know, wasn't involved, but Grievous was for a time, at least in the Clone Republic Commando game. And then he left, so it could be something like that. And then, of course, the last thing I want to mention is if they ever do another way to add some Separatist characters aside from Marquise, is having the payouts boost added, the kind of like Jango Fett here, where, you know, if a Separatist leader is in the leader slot, non-bounty hunter Separatist leader, then Cad Bane, Embo, and Aurra Sing getting those Separatist tags to boost their viability under the Separatist leadership, as well as having a little bit more synergy with Separatists akin to their kit. So, like, you know, if the Separatist leader's there, then Embo's, you know, getting his leadership of 50% counter chance and or health steal or whatever, and so on and so forth. So, but I don't know. That's my thoughts on Darth Tyranus or Count Dooku being the Separatist Galactic Legend. Will CG do it? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't, you know. But again, I personally would like to see, you know, it's like a wake up for the day, pajama party, gets his breakfast, goes into ultimate stance, and boom, he is in fact now, you know, Lord Tyranus with the Sith ritual robes, ready to help Darth Sidious perform his Sith rituals. There you go. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate all those that watch the videos I make. Let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below about this said character. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a phenomenal day.